kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Second, cuts to his corner, take the shot, he scores!
Welcome, volleyball fans. We're here at Peters Township High School, where tonight your Indians welcome the Oakland Catholic Eagles. Tonight we have the pleasure of welcoming senior libero Abby Cruikshank. Welcome, Abby.
Thank you for having me.
Abby, we have some questions that I'm sure the folks at home want to know the answers to. First question is, what's the strategy to win tonight's match against a tough Oakland Catholic team?
Tonight our strategy is to have positive energy and to work hard for every ball.
Awesome. And now, I know it's been a tough season this year. What are the overall goals for this team for this season?
Right now, our overall goals are to play hard and to try our best to succeed and just to swing aggressively.
Awesome. One final question I'm sure the folks at home want to know. As a libero, a defensive specialist type of player, what's it feel like to get that perfect diving dig right up to the center?
Honestly, it's the best feeling in the world. It's the best. Like, there's nothing better. It's just so great to do it for your team. So
that's awesome. Well, good luck with tonight's match.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Special welcome this evening to the Peters Township JV cheerleading team. This match is being filmed for Channel 7 here in Peters. Check out btct7.com for all the broadcast on. Also, check out the new YouTube channel. First, let's watch.
And welcome again, volleyball fans. Peters Township High School. Tonight, Indians welcome the Oakland Catholic Eagles. Tonight, we welcome Steve Campbell. Welcome, Steve.
Oh, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here as always. Looking forward to a great night of volleyball.
And this is Jeff Lineker. We'll be your commentators for this evening. Hopefully provide you with some greater insight into the game of volleyball.
Sounds like a good thing. We're getting ready to get started. I'm really looking forward to seeing this after last week's match's Bethel Park win.
Huge win over fourth-ranked Bethel Park. And there was a service there to start off the match by the Eagles.
It's a great way to start it off.
A huge win. Indians won in 4 a couple nights ago here at home. Upset the fourth-ranked Bethel Park Blackhawks. So the rankings will come out in a few days. I'm sure Bethel Park will drop a few rungs. Blonde, Plaskina, and right to Valentic. There's that big kill by our middle hitter, Valentic.
That's it. The key comes down to passing. If you can pass, you can run in the middle. Running middles wins games.
Plaskina continues to serve. Jump float down the line. Nice hard serve. That's a double contact on the set by the Eagles.
Good call. The Indians are starting off really hot, just like they did on Tuesday.
Trouble on the Eagles side. Outside set. That's rolled deep. Blonde has it to Plaskina. Out to Tassone, who rolls it deep. Picked up nicely by the Eagles. Another outside set. And picked up by the Indians. Unfortunately, that ball doesn't cross the net after the third hit. Nice try.
That was really close. Blonde was able to get a hand on it, went over to Plaskina, and Willott just didn't have enough muscle to get it over the net.
Another service there. That's one of those other golden rules of serving. Never miss a serve after your teammate misses one. Tassone goes down the line with it. Middle set. And up and over the block. No touch. Another point for the Indians.
The Indians are really playing strong. They're minimizing any kind of mistakes that they're making. They're serving well, and they're not putting on any self-imposed penalties by missing serves or bad passes. They're doing great right now.
Picked up by Tassone. Plaskina outside set to Blonde. Blonde off the block and down for the kill. Blonde had a fantastic match the other night, Steve, against Bethel Park.
She did. She was the go-to person. Whenever there was a tough situation or a tough moment, they'd feed the ball to Blonde, and Blonde would put it away.
That comes over on 2. Perfect spot. Took the Indians by surprise there.
Yeah, those deep corners, they're tough spots to cover when you're running a perimeter defense. You've got 2 people along either side of the back of the court, 1 person along the baseline in the back, and those 2 corners are just wide open all the time.
Often referred to as the coffin corners. And that ball's hit out of bounds. That's 3 in a row now. 3 service errors on the Eagles.
That's unlike the Eagles. Eagles typically are a very solid team. They usually minimize any kind of mistakes, but 3 service errors, that's 3 unanswered points right to the Indians.
And the Indians lead by 5 early here in set number 1. Yates serving. Outside set around the block, picked up by Yates. Tassone. And Yates sends the ball over on 3. Outside set. Little questionable set there again on the Eagles. No call made. Middle set around the block. Picked up by Yates. Plaskina sends it over on 2. And that ball drops in. Fair game there.
They called it in. The Eagles thought that ball was out. Everybody started to run toward it, and then they just stopped, and they let the ball fall. And Yates did an unbelievable job playing defense back there. She picked up 2 really hard-driven spikes. Keep the ball in play for the Indians.
Deep serve by Yates down the middle. Picked up nicely by the Eagles. Back set. Around the block and down for the kill. In watching the 2 teams warm up, Steve, I was noticing the Eagles hit a lot harder. Looked really good in practice. But you know what they say about those teams that look good in practice.
I know, that's true. There are some people really good at practice, other people that are good at gaming. And it's funny, sometimes when you're playing or you're warming up really, really well, you end up having a bad game. And if you have a bad warm-up, you have a great game. Happens all the time.
Absolutely. Eagles pick up a point there. It's now 8-4. Indians still lead. Blonde sends it over on 3. Trouble on the Eagles side. And that's into the net.
Another solid point. They drove that ball into the net, but Peters Township had a well-sealed block. That would have been really tough for the Eagles' outside hitter.
Had a few substitutions here. Herpy into the back row to serve and set. Jakovic steps into the front row to hit. That's a slide on the Eagles, picked up nicely by, that's a double contact. That's a tough one.
That ball had so much spin, Jakovic probably would have been better off trying to pass that ball.
Indians lead by 4, 9-5. Back set to Blonde. Blonde right over the block. Again, consistent senior outside hitter, Celine Blonde.
She's just automatic all the way around. I mean, she's got a solid backcourt game. She can hit the ball. She can swing on the outside. And she's got one of the best serves, I think, on the team.
Jump float down the middle, picked up by the Eagles. Off the block. That's Herpy. Yates puts it up for Blonde. Gets it over on 3. Tassone. Herpy. Jakovic goes cross court with it. Nice save by the Eagles. Down the middle. Overpass. And that goes to the corner.
That's the problem with those overpasses. When you pass the ball over like that, you're essentially opening up the door saying just swing away at it.
Indians lead is still 4, set number 1. This is a best-of-5 match. First 4 sets to 25, win by 2. Fifth and final set, if needed, is to 15, win by 2. Jump serve, perfect pass by Yates. Herpy puts a little tight for Keene, and that's a violation, a line violation on Keene.
Keene was going after that ball. When she landed, she realized she was close to the net. She looked like she was salsa dancing, trying to stay on the line and away from the net.
And that ball's out of bounds. I think I've counted 4 service errors on the Eagles right now.
That's 4 service errors, yeah.
Cruikshank back to serve. We heard from Abby earlier, right before the match began, talking about the strategy to win tonight's match, the goals for the season for the team, and finally what it feels like to get that perfect diving save. Speaking of a save, right there is Cruikshank as the libero. We'll talk about that in a minute, what libero means for volleyball. Another questionable set. Ball spinning sideways a little bit. First referee, Tim King, no call on that one. So, Steve, talking about the libero, those are the players in the different colored shirts.
Yeah.
What does that designate?
Yeah, liberos are defensive specialist positions that are allowed to come in and out of the game. They're primarily designed for passing and improved defense. They have the ability to go in for anybody in the backcourt without costing the team a substitution. So they're very, very valuable. They're only able to serve for one particular person that's designated. Once they serve for that person, that's the only person that they can serve for. But they have the ability to go anywhere in the backcourt at any time.
Perfect pass to the middle. That comes back on the Indian side. Herpy tracks it down. Cruikshank sends it deep on 3. Another middle set. Picked up by Herpy. Indians unable to get it up.
Really, really close right there. Ball came out hard. Herpy put her hands up. Just wasn't able to direct it toward the court. It had so much force on it that it just kept pushing it toward the sideline.
Indians lead is down to 1 now, and that is an ace for the Eagles right off Cruikshank's hands and out of bounds. Now it's all tied up 11 apiece here in set number 1. That's Cruikshank, picked up by Herpy. Sent over on 3 by Valentic. Outside set, around the block and down for the kill.
What needs to happen right now is Peters Township just needs to settle down. They need to play their game and just start passing. It all starts with one pass. That's all they're looking for right now.
That's an overpass. That's not what they needed at that point.
No, that's not it. You need to take a little bit of heat off this server for the Eagles. She's got a really low knuckleball that just really drives through the court. It's challenging for the Indians to pass it. There it is.
Perfect pass. Valentic blocked. That's on over on one. Oakland Catholic has it. Free ball coming over. That's rolled short. Herpy. Crookshank to Sohn off the block and down for the kill.
There it is. That's what they need. They need to get the serve, pick up a few points. Pluskina's coming in now. She's gonna serve. She's also another really good server for the team. We'll see if she can get a few points.
Willott steps into the front row to hit. Pluskina setting as well as serving. The Indians down by one, set number one. Let's see if Pluskina can rattle off some points here. It's a back set around the block, picked up by Pluskina to Crookshank to Tassone, who rolls across court. That's coming over, folks. That's out of bounds. I think the Indians have to be on the lookout for that one.
Yep, that's it. It was good eye, good communication by the team. They were talking to each other, and they were able to tell each other the ball was out, stay away from it.
Pluskina again, perfect pass by the Eagles. Middle set. That stink short. That stink right into Valentic's outstretched hands.
You know, I think what happens is they forget how tall Valentic is, and they think they can just push it over. With somebody that tall, you got to push it either left or right. You can't push it at them because they're going to reach up and just put it down.
And that's off the hands of Valentic and down onto the Indian side. We are tied again, 14-14. A little more than halfway through this first set. Again, this set is to 25, win by 2. Jump float down the middle. Crookshank has it. Pluskina. Tassone off the top of the block and down for the kill. Nice right side hit by Tassone.
Yeah, she's another one. She's got a really strong hit. She's got a great court presence, and she's capable of hitting anywhere on the court, whether it be back, left, or right. Doesn't matter where. You give her the ball, and she's going to make something happen.
And only a sophomore, so she has a couple more years here on the team.
I know. She's got some years to go, and she's got a world-class experience already.
Indians lead is back up to 2. Tassone serving. Tassone gets the ace. And there's the first timeout called by Oakland Catholic here in set number 1. Indians lead by 3, 17-14. We'll be right back. And we're back from the first timeout called by the Eagles, set number 1. Tassone continues to serve. There's an outside set, and that goes around the block down for the kill.
That was a well-run play by the Eagles. The Indians did everything they could. They just hit the ball where there was an opening on the court.
Crookshank has it. Pluskina. And that's a dink over by Valenta. Gets the kill.
That was an excellent run. The hands were up. She saw that she was going to be blocked, and she just pushed it off to the left-hand side.
Real smart volleyball move.
Smart play.
Yates back to serve. Indians lead by 3. Keene stepped into the front row to hit. Middle set. Dink. Pluskina. And sent over by Yates. Yates has the save. And that goes right around Pluskina and down to the ground.
That was just like target practice. The ball just kept going back over to the Eagle side. They just kept swinging away. Yates was able to keep a couple of the balls up, but just not able to keep it going.
Indians lead by 2. We're late into set number 1. That's Yates. Perfect pass. Pluskina outside set to Blonde. And Blonde automatic.
She is automatic. She just her kill ratio's got to be 800%. I mean, she muscles the ball through. She'll roll it. You never really know exactly what she's going to do, and that's what makes her so deadly and so effective in this game.
She's a real smart player, and now she's showing her leadership on the court, talking to her teammates, giving them some advice. That's a big block by Keene and Jakovic.
Really good block. Jakovic did her job. She set the block. Keene came over. She met, sealed the block up well. There was nowhere for the Eagles to go except down.
Herpy serving again. Indians lead by 4.
Got another wet court.
Yeah, it is a little warm in here this evening and raining outside, so humid. And here we go. Herpy right down the line, picked up nicely by Oakland Catholic. Their setter tries to turn, hit the ball right into the net. The roll by Blonde off the block. Free ball coming over. Herpy to Yates. Out to Blonde. Blonde rolls it down the line. Around the block off Yates' hands. And out of bounds for the kill.
That was so close. She was just a half a second too slow, and the ball bounced off her hands before she got a chance to turn her wrists and turn the platform back toward the net.
Indians lead by 4. We're now deep into set number 1. That's Blonde goes right down the line for the kill. And the up referee calls it out. I don't know, Steve. That looked in from here.
It was close. You know, if I were the up ref, I'd have to trust my line judge. The ball almost hit her in the feet.
Right. Good point.
And he changed his mind. Oh, no, he didn't. I thought he changed his mind.
They
there
changed
for a
it back
minute.
again, yeah. Indians still lead by 3. 21-18 is our score. Set number 1. Jump float down the line, picked up nicely by Tassone. Herpy has it. Jakovic bumps it over right into the middle of the court. That's a slide around the block, picked up by Jakovic. That ball goes over. That's a middle set around the block, picked up by Yates. And Tassone tried to make the diving save on the first one, thrown off a little bit by that one. Timeout. Yep. Timeout call by head coach Ashley Green. Indians up by 2. Set number 1. We'll be right back. And we are back from the first timeout. 1 timeout apiece left here in set number 1. Indians lead by 2. That's Yates. Herpy tracks it down. That's out to Jakovic, who rolls it nicely cross court off the tape and down.
That's a good run. She twisted her wrist and was able to drive that right along the top of the tape of the net, and she put it in the one spot that there wasn't an eagle to
That's
pick the
Blonde
ball
with the
up.
jump serve. 3 more points. That's a double contact all the way. I don't know what that was about. Out of bounds. Point for the Indians. And that's dinked. Herpy has it. Yates has it. Tassone rolls it cross court. And into the block. That's Tassone. Herpy to Blonde, hitting out of the middle. And that goes deep by about 6 feet.
Just hit that ball a little bit behind her head, so she wasn't able to put the topspin that she usually puts on it. The ball wasn't able to drop in.
Indians lead by 3, set number 1. 2 more points. They win this first set. Tassone, perfect pass to Herpy. Back to Jakovic. Puts it right down the middle. Picked up by the Eagles. And that's dinked over. Point for the Eagles.
That one was close. From up here, it almost looked like the ball was on the other side, and the Peters Township had gotten that point.
Indians lead is down to 2. That's an overpass. And another point for the Eagles. Indians are up by only 1 now.
It's just the overpasses. They need to back the heat off of the ball as they're passing the ball, because the serves are coming over so strong, and it's driving it back over to the Eagle side.
Yates,
There you
perfect
go.
pass to Herpy. Out to Tassone. Tassone rolls it short, picked up by the Eagles. That's a double contact right there. Ball spinning all sorts of sideways. Now the Indians looking at set point here in set number 1. Scores 24-22.
It's just what they need. Get the serve right now. You got Valentic in the front. Maybe she can pick up a block and end this thing quick.
Crookshank back to serve. Valentic into the front row to hit. And Crookshank gets the ace for the 25th and final point here in set number 1. The Indians win 25-22. Steve, any thoughts about this set?
That's definitely the way they needed to play. I mean, they minimized any of the mistakes that they had. I don't think we had any service errors. There were no issues. Biggest problem that they had was the overpasses that they had, and they got that under control, and they were able to manage the game.
Indians win set number 1. Now we have the JV cheerleading squad from Peters Township performing between sets 1 and 2. And we're back, folks. Start of set number 2. Peters Township won the first set, 25-22. This is the second set to 25, win by 2. Let's see if the Indians can keep that momentum going. Crookshank serving. Free ball to the Indians. Crookshank. Poskina. Valentic picked up by the Eagles. Another free ball. That's Blonde. Poskina. Double contact called on Poskina.
She's laughing about it. She knew it was a double contact when she let it go.
Blonde. Poskina. To Tassone, and Tassone gets the kill.
Just muscling that ball through. It's actually interesting to point out that Tassone and Blonde are the only 2 players that actually play all the way around, which means they get the opportunity to hit, but then they also play in the back court as well.
Free ball, Blonde has it. Poskina. And Valentic gets picked up again by the Eagles. That's free ball. Tassone. Blonde. Back to Tassone. Rolls across court. Off the block and out of bounds. Point for the Eagles.
So the Eagles are serving. It should be pointed out, too, that the Indians are wearing their pink jerseys this year, or this month, in honor of breast cancer awareness. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the month of October. So all during the whole month of October, they wear their pink jerseys.
Yeah, I think that's part of the Dig Pink program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Special charity specifically for that. Another point for the Eagles. They lead 3-1 early here in set number 2. Nice jump serve by the lefty for Oakland Catholic. They lead by 3.
It appears as though the left side of the court is the better side of the court right now. The Indians,
and another ace
the
for the
Indians
Eagles.
won the first set on the left side of the court, and now you look at the Eagles. The Eagles are up 5-1. They're on the left side of the court.
See if the Indians can stop this momentum here. That's Crookshank. Poskina. Tassone dinks it short, picked up by the Eagles. Poskina. Crookshank. Tassone rolls it short, picked up easily by the Eagles. It's off the block, picked up by Blonde. Poskina. Tassone. And that's a net violation called on the Eagles. Indians able to stop the momentum there.
That's just what they need to have happen. They need to stop the momentum, slow the pace down, and control the game.
Tassone back to serve. Short serve down the middle. Back set around the block.
Wow.
Poskina has it. Blonde sends it over on 2. Smart move by Blonde. That's off the block. Tassone. And unfortunately, nobody there on the Indian side to get that ball.
Yeah, that was a tough situation.
Indians down by 4. Set number 2. Cruikshank has it. Pluskina. And blocked. Willott on the hit attempt. Right into the block, back down onto the Indian side.
Well, the Eagles are really kind of controlling the tempo of the game right now, and they're minimizing any kind of mistakes they can make. The jump serve, or the jump float serve that they're having right now, seems to be giving them a hard time.
Valentic picked up by the Eagles. Free ball coming over by Blonde. That's through, in between the block. Pluskina has it. Blonde picked up by the Eagles again. That's sent over on 2. Lennox has it. Blonde pushes it down. Picked up by the Eagles again. And this is 4 hits on the Eagles. Yeah, the Indians just couldn't get that ball onto the floor.
Yeah, try as they might, there were Eagles everywhere. I thought they were an endangered species, but apparently they're everywhere.
Yates down the middle. It's an overpass, almost. Pluskina has it. To Willott, and Yates sends it over.
Nice off.
Yates has it again. Pluskina has it. Unfortunately, that ball hits the net. Emmy unable to get that ball up.
Just didn't take enough heat off of that ball to put it in a good spot for the setter, and that's challenging.
That's out of bounds. We need a few of those this set.
Yeah, that was one of the things that really helped the Indians out were the missed serves by the Eagles.
Herpy back to serve. Jakovic into the front row to hit. Indians down by 4. Set number 2. Outside set. And right into the block of Keene and Jakovic. Nice closure there on that block, Steve.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really textbook.
Herpy again. This time the ball goes backwards. Eagles able to save it. Free ball coming over. Yates, Herpy, Blonde, picked up by the Eagles. Picked up by Herpy, and Jakovic and Keene. Looks like a little miscommunication there.
Yeah, they both looked at each other thinking the other person was going to get the ball, and it was right in between them. It was any person's ball. You got to talk. Communication is so key in this game.
Eagles lead by 4. Right down the middle, Yates, perfect pass to Herpy. Back set to Blonde. Blonde picks it up after a ball comes over. Free ball coming over. Oh, that's a nice big hit. Herpy has it. Somebody's shoe fell off. It's an outside set, and that goes cross court to Blonde. And that's a replay called. Her shoe fell off. She still kept playing, and she still kept hitting.
Hey,
that was fun to watch.
You keep playing until the whistle.
That's right.
But the funny thing is she just slipped that shoe back on. She didn't tie it tighter. So we may see it again.
See that play again. Down the middle. Yates, perfect pass. Back set to Blonde. Blonde dinks it short, gets the kill.
Smart play. Very smart play.
Blonde back to serve. See if she can rattle off some aces here. Picked up by the Eagles. Outside set. Up over the block. Picked up by Blonde. Blonde's doing it all this evening. And that's over on 2. That's out of bounds.
It was out of bounds, but she actually went up like she was going to set it, and she's left-handed, so she dropped the right arm, swung her body around, and actually hit that ball really well.
It was a good idea. Herpy to Sohn. Picked up by the Eagles. A little bit of double contact there on that set. That's Sohn over on 2 by Herpy. Middle set. Into the block of Keene. There's no touch there. That's 4 contacts.
That's it, just clawing their way back into the game.
Blonde put some spin on it, and that spin's out of bounds. I don't know what that was.
That's a new one. I haven't seen that one all year.
I have not seen that one.
Maybe it's something she was practicing and holding it off till the end of the season.
Indians down by 2 now, set number 2. A little bit of confusion on the Eagles' side. Looks like they went into rotation and didn't substitute. Now they fixed that. That goes deep. Blonde has it. Herpy. Tassone. Tassone goes cross court, picked up by the Eagles. That ball's over on 3. Herpy should never take that first hit. That was a free ball. That's Jakovic right into the big block of the Eagles.
Yeah, you never want to have your setter playing the first ball, because if you do, you're automatically out of system, and you have to rely on one of your backcourt passers to pass the ball over to the outside as an outlet, and everybody knows where the ball's going then.
Tassone, perfect pass to Herpy. To Jakovic, picked up by the Eagles. Nice defense on the Eagles side. Herpy has it. Tassone goes cross court with it. Again picked up by the Eagles. That's a double contact there. And the ball belongs to the Indians.
That was a good call. You could see that ball was just spinning like crazy.
Lennox steps into the front row. Crookshank back to serve. Nice pass by the Eagles. That's a back set into the block of Tassone and Valentic. That's cross court and down for the kill. Nice area, nice hit right there.
Yeah, she just ran that right along the top of the net there. And that area is, if you can put it there, it's always open. The problem is it's just so hard to put it there. You almost never can.
Down the middle, Blonde has it. Herpy. Jakovic goes deep with it. That's to Herpy. Crookshank. Jakovic dinks it over. And that's a violation, line violation called on Jakovic. Indians down by 4. That's a great save by Blonde, who saw that short serve. And that's picked up by Herpy. Crookshank. Jakovic dinks it short. And that's out of bounds.
No touch was called. Indians ball.
Yeah, that one looks like it was off the tape between the block and the antenna.
Yep.
Ouellette steps in to the front row. Pluskina into the back row to set and serve. Indians need a few strong serves here. About halfway through set number 2. They're down by 3. Pluskina goes down the line. And that's picked up by Blonde. Pluskina. Tassone into the block, picked up by the Indians. And that ball drops down with 5 Indians surrounding the ball. Indians down by 4. Right to Tassone, to Pluskina. And that ball sails out of bounds on the hit attempt by Ouellette.
She just hit the ball flat. There was no spin on it at all. It was almost like a knuckleball. It was coming out of a spike.
And that sails out of bounds over the head of Crookshank.
That's the whole key of communication. That Crookshank was going up for the ball, and everybody started hollering out. She listened to her team. She pulled her hands down and let the ball go, and we got a point.
Perfect pass by the Eagles, outside set. That's up over the block, and that's down. Actually, a net violation called. So that doesn't count as a kill. Counts as a net violation. Still counts as a point for the Eagles. They lead by 5.
Yep. What needs to happen right now is the Indians just need to get one good pass, get a side out, and then they just need to block for points.
Jump serve down the line. Blonde picks it up. Pluskina. And that's a cross-court shot by Ouellette. And that's out of bounds. Point to the Indians.
And it worked. It was a good play.
Yates back to serve. Keene into the front row to hit. Right down the line by Yates, picked up by the Eagles. Tassone to Yates. Poskina sets it over, sets it deep, throws him out of system. Cross court Blonde. Poskina with Lott off the block. And that's a pancake by Oakland Catholic. And that's touched. And it goes out of bounds. Point for the Eagles. Nice pancake.
Wow. That was really amazing. Oakland Catholic, they didn't stop, they didn't give up. They just kept playing until the whistle.
Deep serve. Tassone, perfect pass. Poskina. Keene off the block, picked up by the Eagles. That's picked up by Tassone. Poskina. Blonde off the block and out of bounds for the kill. Again, we're going to call that one automatic.
That's right. Excellent.
Blonde is like a machine, a killing machine. Volleyball killing machine, excuse me. And that's an ace for Herpy.
That's it. Serve well. Take the Eagles out of their system, and block for points. You do those things, you'll claw your way back in to win this set.
Indians down by 3, a little more than halfway through set number 2. The Eagles lead 17-14. Back set over the block, picked up by Tassone to Herpy to Blonde, picked up by the Eagles. Outside set, off the block and down for the kill.
They did everything right except penetrate. They need to penetrate, get those arms over to the other side, so when the ball hits their hands, it's going down on the other side of the net. They went straight up in the air with that.
Eagles lead by 4. Yates, perfect pass to Herpy to Keene, who gets the ball to trickle over. Free ball coming over. That's Tassone. Herpy to Jakovic, who dinks it over. Outside set coming. And that ball never clears the net. Yates has it. Herpy. Tassone. Picked up by the Eagles. And that's off the hands of Herpy and down.
I'm really surprised. He saw something that I think everybody else in the stands didn't see, because I thought that was 4 contacts.
That hit the net. Couldn't see it touch anybody's hands on the Indian side. Herpy makes a diving save. Tassone rolls it short. Picked up by the Eagles. Eagles lead by 5. Blonde. Herpy. Back to Blonde. Rolls it into the block and back down onto the Indian side. Eagles lead by 6. Scores 20-14. And that's the first timeout called by head coach Ashley Green for the Indians here in set number 2. We'll be right back. And we're back from the first timeout called by the Indians here in set number 1. Tassone overpass, and that's an illegal block by the setter, Herpy, because she's a back row player. She's not allowed to block the ball above the net. Yates has it. And Jakovic sends it over. A lot of miscommunication on the Indian side right now. They're playing with a lot of confusion. That's Herpy to Blonde. Blonde rolls it over. That's ding short, and that's the point. Indians down 22-14.
Yeah, the Indians they're not playing their game. They're allowing Oakland Catholic to dictate how things are going. They're not communicating, and it's affecting their passing and their overall play.
Perfect pass by Yates. to Herpy to Blonde, who puts it off the top of the block, picked up by the Eagles. That's cross court. Nice cross court kill shot by the Eagles, Steve.
Yeah, the Eagles are coming back this set. They're playing a lot better, fewer mistakes, and the Indians, the tempo's just not on their side.
And that's a service error on Oakland Catholic. We've seen 2 of those now in set number 2 after seeing a bunch in set number 1. Blonde serving. Jump float goes deep. And that's sent over on 2, picked up by Herpy to Yates to Sohn, who rolls it deep and out of bounds by about 3 feet. And now Oakland Catholic is looking at set point here in set number 2. They lead 24-15. Yates, perfect pass to Herpy. To Tassone, goes cross court with it. Again, great defense by the Eagles. Picked up by Blonde. Herpy. Tassone. Again, right to the same spot. Picked up by the Indians. That hits the ceiling to Herpy. Jakovic rolls it out of bounds. Final point to the Eagles in set number 2. They win 25-15. Steve, any comments about set number 2?
A lot of bumbling around. They weren't communicating. They need to just step up and pass the ball, communicate, minimize the mistakes. I think communication was really something that was just missing, and the Eagles had it. I mean, they were communicating and they were playing, and that's why they were successful winning the set.
That's absolutely right. It looks like a lot of confusion there on the court compared to the first set, and they end up losing big time by double digits in the second set. We'll see if the Indians can pull it back together in this third set coming up. And I think we have another performance by the JV cheerleading team. So we'll continue filming here for a couple minutes and watch their performance.
Tonight's winning number, 39797.
And we're back at the start of set number 3. We're all tied up at 1 set apiece. Indians won the first set 25-22. They lost the second set 25-15. Here we go. Crookshank, perfect pass, Plaskina. Valentic gets the first kill of the set. One of the things I noticed about last set, Steve, Valentic was sort of quiet. They weren't able to get a lot of sets to her in that second set versus the first set.
Absolutely. I mean, the key comes to passing, because a good pass allows you to run your middle. If you're not passing the ball well, you have to push the ball to the outsides, and you're minimizing one of the strongest weapons you have on the team, which is Valentic. I mean, you need to feed her when she's in. And Keene's the same way. I mean, she's deceptively quick, and she puts the ball not necessarily as hard as Valentic, but she actually puts the ball more consistently in the right place, as opposed to just muscling it in. You got to get those middles engaged in the game.
Polskina serving, trouble on the Eagles side. That's cross court to Tassone. Polskina, and nice hit by Valentic, picked up by the Eagles. Free ball coming over, and that's out of bounds. The other thing I've seen, it seems like the libero for Oakland Catholic positions herself perfectly for Valentic's hits. She's gotten a few digs like that.
Yeah, she does. So Valentic really needs to move the ball a little left or a little right, just out of reach, because if you consistently hit the ball in the same spot all the time, it's real easy. The coach tells you camp right there, and then you pick the ball up.
Crookshank, Polskina, back set to Tassone. Tassone gets the kill inside the block.
Good solid hit. You know, it's interesting, too. You sit there and you see the Indians are leading, but you're also seeing a lot of smiles on the faces. You're seeing a lot of enjoyment in the game, and it's fun to win.
Yeah, right away you can tell they're playing a lot looser, a lot less stressed out, I guess, if you will. That's tight. Blonde has it, sends it over. Picked up by the Eagles. Cross court. diving save by Tassone. That goes out of bounds.
But you're right. I mean, the key is you got to be able to play loose, and you got to be comfortable. When you get yourself all tight and worked up, it makes it harder to make that pass. It's harder to make that set. You start worrying about your hits, and then you don't start swinging. You start hitting softer and gentler, and it makes it easier for the other team to pick the ball up.
And that's a service error on the Eagles. We need a few of those. Indians lead by 2 here in set number 3. Scores 4-2. Yates serving. Keene steps into the front row. We need to rattle off a few points here. That's a save by Tassone, picked up by Plaskina. Tablon off the block, back down onto the Indian side.
That was a good play all the way around. I mean, the Indians did a really good job with what they had, and the Eagles were just there for the block, and they did a good job as well. They earned the point.
Indians up by 1. Set number 3 scores 4-3. Yates has a perfect pass. Plaskina to Blonde. Goes cross court with it. There we go again. Another kill by Blonde.
Just going to start calling her automatic.
A-U-T-O-matic. Absolutely.
That's
or
right.
the Terminator.
Terminator works. Celine the Terminator Blonde.
There you go. New nickname. That's Herpy with the overpass. And Keene gets the kill. You're just talking about Keene, about being dominant out of the middle. Indians lead by 3, set number 3. Nice pass by the Eagles. Outside set into the block of Keene and Jakovic. Again, I think what you said earlier about reaching over with your hands, they just didn't do it that time.
Yeah, they were all over it. They just didn't reach over. But, you know, you have to understand, too, Jakovic and Keene are both sophomores. So they've got a lot of experience to go, and they're playing really well.
Keene off the top of the tape, picked up by the Eagles. That's picked up by Herpy to Yates. And Herpy tries to save that one. Unfortunately, runs out of room there. Indians lead is down to 1 now. That's to Blonde. Herpy. Tassone rolls it deep, picked up by the Eagles. Big booming hit coming out of the back row. The Eagles tie it up at 6. Right down the middle to Yates. Herpy to Blonde off the top of the block, picked up by the Eagles. Cross court, picked up by Blonde. And Tassone sends it over on 3. That's off the block and down to the ground.
Yeah, just off that block. Keene got tied up because the ball was so low. She had to honor the middle hitter, and then by the time the ball was pushed to the outside, she just couldn't get there in time.
Blonde, Herpy, back to Blonde. That's off the top of the block, picked up by the Eagles. Free ball coming over. That's down the line. Tassone has it. To Herpy. Out to Blonde. Blonde off the top of the block again, picked up by the Eagles. Free ball coming over. Blonde. Herpy. Tassone rolls it deep. That's to Herpy. To Yates. Tassone hitting out of the middle. Picked up by the Eagles again. Back and forth we go. Picked up by Tassone. To Herpy. To Blonde. Blonde goes off the block again. Picked up by the Eagles. That's to Yates. To Herpy. To Jakovic. Right into the block. Picked up by Keene. To Herpy. Tassone. Back and forth we go. And there's a cross-court kill by the Eagles. Great final shot there.
Wow, that was amazing. That was some really good volleyball. Both teams were in the right position to make things happen, and the Eagles were fortunate enough to get the point.
That's an overpass, and that's out of bounds. Point for the Eagles.
You know, sometimes I almost feel like you don't even want to call those overpasses. You want to call them buddy passes. You pass the ball over, and then you go, look out, buddy. because they're going to hit the ball right back at you.
Yates sends it over on 3. Middle hit off Yates' hands, out of bounds. And now the Indians looking a little bit tight here, Steve. You can see it in their faces. And head coach Ashley Green smartly calls a timeout as the Indians are down by 4 in set number 3. It looks like we're going to have another performance by the JV cheerleading team. So we'll pause for that. And here we go with play again. We're back from the first timeout called by the Indians, set number 3. Indians down 10-6. Yates, perfect pass to Herpy. Outside set to Jakovic. Right into the block, picked up by Yates. To Herpy. Desone goes down the middle, gets the kill.
That's what they need. They need a little passion. They need to start to have a little bit of fun, relax a little bit, just play their game.
Blonde serving. Indians down by 3, set number 3. And that's hit out of bounds. Cross court, no touch called. Indians down by 2. Blonde serves again. Down the middle, perfect pass by the Eagles. Back set, picked up by Herpy. Tracked down by Yates. And sent over by Herpy. And that's an overpass. And that's a triple hit or a catch, lift, carry, or throw called on Keene.
No matter what you call it, it's a point for the Eagles.
They lead by 3, set number 3. Right down the middle to Yates, to Herpy. Back set to Keene, who sort of dinks it into the middle of the court.
That was so funny. 14. She looked at it, she saw it, she took a step forward, realized she wasn't going to get to it, and went, heck, what the heck. It's a point.
Forget about it, right?
Yeah, that was funny.
Crookshank with the serve. Indians down by 2. Valentic into the front row to hit. Free ball coming over. Picked up by Herpy. Crookshank to Blonde. Blonde rolls it short. Picked up by the Eagles. That's to Herpy. Crookshank to Sohn. Into the block. Picked up by Tassone again. To Herpy. To Blonde, who rolls it down the line deep. Outside set. Into the block and out of bounds. Another point for the Eagles.
Got to reach over the net. You got to smother the ball on their side. You can't let that ball over on your side of the court if you want to get the point.
Indians down by 3. We're almost halfway through set number 3. Crookshank, Herpy. Valentic is blocked, and Valentic then hits it into the net.
She just got a little greedy there. She saw it coming over. She knew she was going to get another crack at it and just missed it. It's amazing how many times that happens for somebody when you're playing in the front row.
That ball sails out of bounds by about 3 feet. The Indians get it right back. They are still down by 3. Will Lott steps into the front row. Pluskina into the back row to serve and set.
Willott is the only starting freshman for the team. She plays right side, hits the ball like a tank.
And that goes right off the hands of Crookshank. Looks like Blonde was there. That's just unfortunate.
Yeah, it was close. It was a communication thing. But you know what? You'd rather see everybody going for the ball than nobody going for the ball.
Indians down by 4, set number 3. Down the middle, Crookshank, overpass, and the Eagles make them pay for that one. There's that buddy pass, right?
Yeah. Look out, buddy. Coming back over. There have been a lot of overpasses, both the second and third set. The Indians have been passing the ball back over on one, and it's been killing them.
Big booming hit by Tassone. Unfortunately, that hits the line judge. Line judge is standing out of bounds.
Got to give her credit, though. She didn't step out of the way. She didn't move.
She didn't move.
She just stood there and took the shot.
Stood her ground. Picked up by the Eagles. Cross court. Willott. Crookshank. Willott sends it over on 3. And that ball's hit in. Yes, a little bit of sloppy play on the Indian side now. Looks like they've lost their focus a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they need to pass, and they need to start engaging their middles more. They're not running as many middle attacks. And as a result, it's forcing double blocks on the outside. It makes it twice as hard for your outside hitters to get kills.
That ball is served out of bounds. Indian needed that one. Now for the first time this evening, Maggie Kuhn steps into the back row to serve. Into the block, picked up by the Eagles. Into the block again. This time, that ball drops down. That's Willott and Melendick on the block. Back set, dink short. That ball drops down onto the floor, just out of the reach of Willott.
Ball was set perfectly right into the donut section of the court, which is right in the middle of the 10-foot line. That circle, if you put a circle right behind the P in Peters Township, that's kind of your donut area.
Great save by Poskina. Unfortunately, Willott unable to get it over on 3. Indians down by 7. Now we are late into set number 3. If the Eagles win this, they'll be up 2-1 in the match. And that's an ace right down the line.
The momentum it's like the wind has just been taken out of their sails. They're down 20-12, and you don't see the spark or the excitement as much. They're just trying not to make a mistake.
That short Crookshank. Poskina to Blonde off the block, picked up by the Eagles. Free ball coming over. Right to Crookshank. Poskina. Melendick. Again picked up by Oakland Catholic. Unfortunately, unable to get the ball over on 3.
But you can see, I mean, when you run a middle, you get points. It's that simple. And if you're running that middle, that forces their middle to match head on head with your middle, which allows your outside guys to get better attacks too.
That's a nice 31 run by Oakland Catholic. Nice timing play.
Yeah, they're really good at that. Peters Township will run the 31-2 from time to time, but we haven't seen a lot of that tonight. We haven't seen any slides either.
It all starts with passing, right?
That's right.
One of the keys.
If you're not passing, you can't do any of those things.
And that hit by Keene right into the blocker for the Eagles, back down onto the Indian side. 22-13 is our score, set number 3. Yates, Poskina, Willott sends it over on 3. That's dinked. That was a nice play by the Oakland Catholic setter, Steve. Again, lefty setter.
Yep, she's a lefty setter. She has the ability when she's in the front court to hit. And as a left-handed person, when you're playing on the right side of the court, you actually can hit the ball with some velocity. That time she just dumped it in.
Oakland Catholic not letting anything get through right now, putting up a wall. And now Oakland Catholic looking at set point here in set number 3. 24-13 is our score. And that's called out of bounds. And that's another the 25th and final point for Oakland Catholic. They win the third set 25-13. Steve, any thoughts about this one?
the real key is passing. I mean, the Indians need to pass the ball so that they can start to open up running their middle attack. If they run their middle attack, they're going to be able to compete against the Oakland Catholic Eagles. If they don't pass the ball and they don't relax a little bit and not worry about making mistakes, then we're going to see a repeat in the next set.
Indians really need to come back here in set number 4 in order to stay in the match. We'll be right back for the start of set number 4.
And we're back at the start of set number 4, volleyball fans. Here at Peters Township High School, the Indians are down 2-1. They need to win this 4th set in order to stay in the match. This 4th set is to 25, win by 2. If we are able to go to a 5th set, that one is to 15, win by 2. Crookshank starts off this set with the serve. And that is out of bounds by inches. Again, the Indians need to look out for that. That's Tassone's person that she needs to watch.
Yeah, you got to watch that ball coming over like that.
Hitting error on the Eagles. We'll call that hitting error number 2. That's 4 hits called. Another hitting error on the Eagles. That's 3 in a row.
3 in a row. 3 in a row. Starting off a little slow.
Almost an ace. And that's around the block and down for the kill.
Well, it's a good thing she picked that ball up. Otherwise, they'd have never been able to get a point like that. The Indians need to try to seal that block, though.
Indians lead 3-1 early here in set number 4. Again, they're down 2-1. Blonde, Pluskina, back to Blonde, rolls it deep, picked up by the Eagles. Around the block, picked up by Crookshank to Herpy. Tassone into the block, picked up by Crookshank. Pluskina. Tassone again blocked. Pluskina to Blonde. Blonde off the block, picked up by the Eagles. Off the tape and down for the kill.
That was just off Tassone's hands. She was so close to actually being able to pick that ball up, just put it up in play.
And that's dinked over on 2 by Pluskina, picked up by the Eagles. And the Eagles do the same thing right back to the Indians. They get the point.
They just traded second shots there. Pluskina's right-handed, but she does know how to use her left hand for the dump when she's playing in the front row.
Perfect pass. Valentic gets the kill.
That's it. You can run the middle when you get a pass. Pass was perfect. It was right to Pluskina. She was able to put it right into Valentic's hands and get the kill.
Willott steps into the front row to hit. Pluskina back to serve, and she'll set. And that serve out of bounds by inches down the line. We're all tied up at 4-4 here in set number 4. Almost a foot fault, and that ball sails out of bounds. Tassone serving. Picked up nicely by the Eagles. Outside set, off the block, and out of bounds.
So close. They almost had that ball turned to keep it in play. It was inches.
5-5's our score. Tassone makes a diving save. Pluskina has it. Blonde rolls it short, picked up by the Eagles. Outside set. Around the block. Again, Tassone makes a save. Blonde around the block, picked up by the Eagles. Sent over on 2. And that's a kill. That should never happen. See, that was a bump over the net. A nice, easy pass for the Indians to get.
nobody home.
Yeah, and I think what you're seeing too is you're watching the girls. You're not seeing a lot of movement with their feet. They're not moving. They're like trees. They're just kind of standing in a position in a spot, waiting for the ball to come there.
Picked up by the Eagles. And into the block of Valentic and Will Lott.
That's the key right there. You gotta set your blocks, and you gotta seal them, and good things happen.
6-6 is our score. Set number 4 again. The Indians need to win this set in order to stay in the match. Right down the line. Free ball coming over. Blonde has it. Pluskina. And Will Lott into the net on the hitting error. Another service error on the Eagles. Looks familiar. Looks like that first set when they had a lot of service errors that set.
Those service errors are things that make it very difficult to win matches. And if you're Peters Township, you want a lot of them. You'd like to have a lot of missed serves, a lot of missed hits, and try to minimize your own mistakes.
7-7, and that's back-to-back service errors. Again, another golden rule of serving. Never miss a serve after your opponent misses the serve. We'll see if the Indians can get it right back.
Yeah, that's just a reset. I mean, it was essentially pointless if you didn't take advantage of the missed serve and the opportunity. You got to do those things.
Yates, Herpy to Blonde, goes cross court with it. Into the block and down onto the floor. Indians down by 2, set number 4. Yates, Herpy. Tassone gets the kill, hitting out of the back row.
Big solid hit. Sometimes I wish I had one of those radar guns. You could actually see how fast that ball's moving because it's like lightning.
Blonde back to serve. Deep serve by Blonde, picked up nicely by the Eagles. That's a free ball. Herpy. Yates. Tassone goes deep with it, picked up by the Eagles. That's Yates. Herpy. Keene. Into the block of Keene and down onto the floor. Again, Indians struggling with their blocking right now.
You know, their positioning is right. They're in the right spot. They're setting the block. They're sealing it. They're just not reaching over the net, and they're not smothering the ball. And the closer you can get your hands to that ball before the hitter hits the ball, the less area that hitter has on the court to actually be able to get a kill.
Indians down by 2, set number 4. That's deep. That was out of bounds. Yates plays it. Tassone rolls it deep, picked up by the Eagles. Nice play by their libero. Free ball to Yates. Perfect pass to Herpy. Tassone off the top of the block, picked up by the Eagles. Perfect set into the net by the hitter. We'll call that a hitting error on the Eagles.
Just need to keep clawing their way back. Just keep playing their game, pass the ball, get good serves, and keep Oakland Catholic out of their game.
Short serve picked up by the Eagles. Outside set around the block, picked up by Crookshank to Herpy. Jakovic rolls it over, and that's out of bounds. Kill by Jakovic.
All tied up. It's just neck and neck.
Crookshank right down the middle. Middle set, dink short, picked up by the Indians. Blonde sends it over. And that's another hitting error on the Eagles. Indians now lead by 1, set number 4.
They've had about 7 hitting errors this set.
Crookshank again down the middle. And that's sent over on 2. Again, the Indians being caught by surprise on the second hit by the left-handed setter for the Eagles.
And that's just a fact that they're not moving. They're not relaxed. Everybody's tight and they're waiting for that big hit. And everybody's locked into the ground and they're not moving. And that's why they're getting those points.
Valentic unable to get the ball on the ground, picked up by the Eagles. Herpy sends it over on 2. That's to Herpy, hits the ceiling, and sent over by Jakovic. And into the block of Valentic and Jakovic.
And that was a good block.
Indians lead by 1, set number 4. Ploskina back to serve, and she will set. Willott steps into the front row to hit. This time, Ploskina gets the ace.
She just has an awesome float serve. She's got a lot of velocity on it. The ball, if you're actually down on the court, it is moving left to right, probably foot and a half.
That's a slide down the line, picked up by Crookshank, the blonde. Desone sends it over on 3. Into the middle, Ploskina. Blonde. Desone again sends it over on 3. Another middle, and into the hands of Valentic.
See, that's it. I mean, if she could have caught that ball, she could have caught it, pulled it back, and handed it to the hitter. That's how far over she had her hands. There was nowhere for that ball to go but down.
Desone sends it over on 1. And back it goes, sent over on 1 by the Eagles for the kill. Indians lead by 2, set number 4. Crookshank tracked down by Ploskina, sent over on 3 by Willott. Outside set into the block of Willott and Valentic. Desone back to serve. Indians lead by 3, set number 4. Picked up by the Indians. Crookshank. Blonde sends it over on 3. That's to Willott. To Valentic. Blonde sends it over on 3. And that ball never clears the net. 4 hits called on the Eagles. And there's the first timeout called here in set number 4 by the Eagles. The Indians lead 16-12. We'll be right back. We're back right after the timeout call by Oakland Catholic. Desone continues to serve. Indians lead by 4. Picked up by Blonde. Eagles have it. And again, there's that nice cut shot to spot number 4 on the court for the kill.
They've done that a number of times tonight. I can't help but wonder if they might practice that shot in practice.
Blonde has it. Ploskina back set to Willott. That's rolled short. Around the block, Ploskina. Crookshank. To Ploskina. Almost gets that kill.
So close. She was looking to go down that line, and she just left it outside a little bit.
The Indians lead is now down to 2. Short serve. And ace for the Eagles. It's amazing how the momentum can switch that quickly.
It does. A well-placed timeout, settle your team down, and you can change the momentum of the game.
Eagles make a great save. And there's a big block by Valentic and Willott.
But big blocks like that can change momentum back, too. You pick up a couple of points here, and you'll see the momentum shift from Oakland Catholic back to Peters Township.
Yates steps in to serve. Keene into the front row to hit. That's an overpass. And that's a catch called on the setter for the Eagles. Indians lead by 3. We're more than halfway through set number 1. And that's just, I think that's a lack of focus on Yates serving it out of bounds like that.
Yeah, it just seemed like she threw the ball and it went off the side of her hand, and it's not where she was looking for it to go. I think she was probably looking for it to go more to the middle, but she just mishit it.
Tassone, perfect pass. Pluskina to Blonde. Blonde goes around the block, picked up by the Eagles. Right down the middle, Tassone. Pluskina sends it over on 2, picked up easily by the Eagles. And that's dinked right to Yates. Pluskina back to Willott, who gets the kill off the tape.
Good spot. Good solid hit.
Indians lead by 3, 19-16. Usually what we say about these sets is first 1 to 20 has the best chance of winning.
That's true. The odds are definitely in your favor.
Off the top of the block, picked up by Tassone. Herpy, Blonde, and that sails out of bounds by inches.
So close.
No touch on the block. Indians lead by 2, 19-17.
Little settling and some questions going on over by the benches there.
That's deep. Yates sent over on 2 by Herpy.
I think they say what's good for the goose is good for the gander. They've been passing the ball over on 2 all day. Herpy just took advantage of it.
Indians are the first 1 to 20 here in set number 4. And that ball is hit deep. Indians now have 21. They're up by 4, set number 4. Outside set, that's dinked down the line, and that's in.
Just right in those deep corners. Tough spots to cover.
Yates almost saved by Herpy. And that's 4 contacts called on the Indians. They lead 21-20, set number 4, and there's a second and final timeout called. No, I think that's actually the first timeout called here in set number 4 by head coach Ashley Green. We'll be right back. And we're back from the first timeout called. 1 timeout apiece left for each team. Indians lead by 1. We're now deep into set number 4. Score is 21-20. Yates has it. Jakovic to Blonde, who rolls it into the net, actually rolls it into Tassone. And now it's all tied up at 21 apiece. Blonde has it. Herpy, Tassone, into the net. Another hitting error on the Indians. And now the Indians are down by 1. Set number 4, 22-21.
Just totally amazing. I mean, the number 4 for Oakland Catholic, she just has such a vicious serve. That ball has 0 movement on it when it's going over, so it's like a huge knuckleball moving constantly.
Pluskina, Tassone. Oakland Catholic has it. Yates. Pluskina slips. That ball goes over on 3. And that's into the net.
We're all tied up.
22 apiece. Set number 4. Indians need to win this set in order to stay in the match. They're down 2-1. Cruikshank down the middle. Outside set. That's rolled short. Blonde has it. Pluskina. Tassone. And Tassone gets the kill. Indians lead by 1.
Big solid play right there. Excellent. This is anybody's game at this point, but there's a lot of emotion on both sides. Both teams really want it. This is what volleyball is all about.
Nice pass by the Eagles. That's dinked. Cruikshank to Pluskina. Tassone picked up by Oakland Catholic. Back set and into the net. And now Indians are looking at set point here in set number 4. They win this set. We're going to 5. Dinner's going to have to wait.
Yes, it is.
Cruikshank goes deep with it. That's sent over on 2. And the Indians sent it over on 3. That's sent over on 2 again. And the Eagles get the kill.
Right back. Quick substitution.
24-23 is our score. All the Indians need is one side out. Blonde, perfect pass. Pluskina. Valente gets blocked. Hitting out of the middle. And now we're all tied up 24 apiece. We're into overtime, folks.
This is the ultimate. It's now become a game to 2. Whoever can get 2 points first, gonna be the winner.
That's to Blonde. Pluskina. Back to Blonde. Picked up by the Eagles. That's set short. Valentic. Pluskina. Back to Valentic. Valenta dinks it. That's Cruikshank to Blonde. Herpy sends it over on 3. Sends it deep. Played by the Eagles. Herpy has it. Pluskina to Blonde. Blocked and down. Onto the Eagles side. Indians lead by 1, 25-24.
Set point.
Willott steps into the front row. Nice front line set up on the Indian side right now. It's one of their strongest lines.
Absolutely. I would say that this is probably one of the strongest front lines. I don't think you'd want to have a position any different as far as where the players are on the court for a set point position right now.
Pluskina serving. Looks like a little bit of a lineup check at the scorers table right now.
I think they're trying to figure out where they're going to go to dinner.
And we're all set.
They said, we're ready. Okay, let's go.
McDonald's it is. Nice serve by Pluskina. Trouble on the Eagles' side. That's to Cruikshank. Pluskina. And that's a miss by Valentic on the middle hit attempt.
So
25
close.
apiece.
Reset, double overtime.
Cruikshank. Pluskina. Valentic sends it deep. Back set. Around the block. Pluskina has it. Willott puts it up for Tassone off the block. Back over. Valentic has it. Sent over. Blonde has it. Pluskina. And Tassone sends it over on 3. And the Eagles send it back over on 1. It's almost like picnic ball.
It was, but it was actually interesting because you could see her look and see that all the Indians were pinched in tight, and those back corners were so wide open. It was like telegraphing.
Indians are down by 1. Set number 4. Scores 26-25. We'll be right back. And we're back from the second and final timeout called by head coach Ashley Green for the Indians. While we have a moment here, special thanks to Lindsay and Morgan for providing audio and video expertise this evening. Make sure you check out the PTCT7.com website for all the broadcast times. Also check out the new YouTube channel. And there you can see all the girls' home games. They're all posted there. They'll be there for eternity. Steve?
That is a long, long time.
This could be it, folks. Oakland Catholic looking at set point, possibly match point here in set number 4. Perfect pass. Plaskina to Sohn. To Sohn off the top of the block. And down for the kill. What do we call it? Is this triple overtime now?
Yes, we are in triple overtime. Must win by 2. We could stay here all night.
Okay. 26 apiece. To Sohn serving. Indians need this win to stay in the match. Nice back set. Free ball coming over. That's Crookshank. Perfect pass. Plaskina back to Willott. Willott rolls it short. Picked up by the Eagles. That's an outside set. That's to Plaskina. Crookshank to Sohn. Picked up again by the Eagles. That's Sohn over on 2. Plaskina. Crookshank. Blonde. Free ball coming over. And that's a double contact called on the Eagles. And now Indians looking at set point, set number 4, 27-26. Let's see if the Eagles call a timeout. They have one left. No timeout called. Sohn goes deep with the serve. And that's right to Plaskina. Crookshank to Blonde. Off the tape. And there's the game. Indians win set number 4, 28-26. They stay alive in this match. We'll be right back for the start of set number 5. And we're back, volleyball fans. If you made it this far in this match, you are a truly dedicated volleyball fanatic.
Dedicated. Very fanatical.
This is the 5th set in this best of 5 match. We're all tied up at 2 sets apiece. The Indians won an exciting 4th set, 28-26, after losing sets 2 and 3. Crookshank with the serve. Now this 5th and final set is to 15. Win by 2, and that's a double contact called on Plaskina.
It was. I think she even knew it.
First point in this 5th and final set to the Eagles. Service there on the Eagles. Indians get it right back.
And that missed serve just made that double contact null and void. It didn't matter.
Move on to the next point, right?
That's
Plaskina
right.
back to serve. Willott into the front row to hit. Plaskina goes deep with it. Perfect pass. And that's sent over on 2. There's that lefty setter again, turning, cranking the ball down, getting the kill.
Yep, she saw it was set. It was perfect for her. She just dropped that right shoulder and drove it down the line.
Left-handers have that advantage when setting because they're facing that way anyway. All they have to do is turn and swing. To Sohn, perfect pass, Plaskina, Valentic, saved by Oakland Catholic, free ball coming over. Crookshank. And that's put down by Valentic. Nobody getting that one.
That was making a statement right there. You know, the setter for Oakland Catholic, she drove it in and hit it on 2 and swung, and Valentic just nailed it.
And that's a catch or carry or throw or lift, whatever terminology you want to use, on the setter for Oakland Catholic. Indians up by 1-3-2. And there's a service there onto Sohn. Looks like she rushed that serve.
Yeah, I think she was trying to see how close she could get to the tape. Drop that ball close, somewhere inside the 10-foot line.
All tied up 3 apiece. Crookshank, perfect pass. And Valentic, another kill off of the assist.
And again, it comes down to if you can run your middles, you can win games. They've been running their middles. They're up 4-3. You got to be able to run your middles. You got to be able to pass.
Yates steps in to serve. Keene into the front row to hit. Nice serve by Yates. Awkward back set by Oakland Catholic. Plaskina, and there's a net violation on Plaskina. That pass just a little too close to the net there.
Yeah, it was just a little tight, and she was trying to do something with it, jumped up, and just kind of hit the net.
And that ball hits the ground for the ace. Volleyball's a game about moving your feet.
That's
Get
it.
your feet into position, you'll be able to play the ball properly.
Constant movement, keeping your hips in the right direction where you want the ball to go.
Pasone, Plaskina to a lot, sends it over on 3. Back set, that stinks short, picked up by Yates, and that sails out of bounds. Indians down by 2. Set number 5, 5th and final set.
Just out. They just need to settle down, start with one pass.
Right down the middle, Pasone, Plaskina to Blonde. Blonde off the block. There you go again, the
Good
Terminator getting the kill.
Celine the Terminator Blonde. She'll be back.
Let's hope so. That's an automatic kill right there for the most part this evening. Indians still down by 1. Herpy serving, and Herpy gets the ace. That's a strong serve by Herpy. Even though it's not a jump serve, that float serve is a killer.
Yep. I would expect she'd go right back to the same spot.
And she did. This time was a nice pass by Oakland Catholic, picked up by Herpy. Pasone. Yates sends it over on 3. And that's a double contact on Oakland Catholic. The Indians regain the lead by 1.
That was a good call.
Each team has 2 timeouts here in set number 5. Let's see who will be the first one to use one. Off the block, picked up by Blonde.
Get up, get up.
And Jakovic looks like she just missed the ball.
It was close. I mean, she had the right idea, try to get up there and try to cover that ball. She just missed it.
7-7's our score, almost halfway through set number 5. Yates, Herpy to Blonde. Blonde over the block, picked up by Oakland Catholic. And that's sent down the line. Herpy to Yates, to Jakovic. Sends it cross court. To Sohn. Herpy saves it. Yates sends it deep. And that sails out of bounds by about 6 inches, we'll call it.
A smart play.
Cross court to Yates. That's an overpass. And that's a illegal contact by the back row player, Herpy. Scores tied 8 apiece, set number 5. Halfway point of set number 5. Yates, perfect pass to Herpy. To Sohn, into the block, and down.
She just brought that ball over by sheer will. I mean, she muscled that ball through the 2 blockers and pushed it over to their side. That was an awesome play.
You know, see, we're seeing a different team here compared to our first at least 3 matches at home. The Bethel Park match and then this match. The Indies are playing with a new level of energy and focus here. That's short to Blonde. Herpy. Jakovic rolls it. And that's a kill.
Yeah, I mean, they really are. The first 3 matches of the season, it was almost like there were 6 people playing volleyball on the court, and they were playing against other teams. And now they've really started to gel, and they really are playing as a team.
Wow, what an incredible serve by Crookshank. That ball moved not in inches, but in feet. And it took the Oakland Catholic serve receiver by complete surprise. Indians lead by 3 here in set number 5, 11-8. We'll be right back. And we're back from the first timeout called by Oakland Catholic. Here in set number 5, that's cross court. Tasone has it. Herpy to Blonde. Blonde goes cross court with it. Outside set into the block of Valentic and Jakovic. Actually, ball hit on the Indians' side, looks like.
Yeah, everybody was all excited thinking that that was a point for the Indians, but apparently the ball landed on the Indian side.
Indians lead by 2. Blonde, Herpy, Tassone. That's dinked short, and that's a kill by the Eagles.
Wow, man, they are like equal teams here. This is anybody's game.
Blonde has it. Herpy tracks it down. Tassone has it. Off the tape and down for the kill. Indians up by 2. Set number 5. Score is 12-10. Pluskina back to serve. Keene steps into the front. No, excuse me. Willott steps into the front row to hit. 3 more points. The Indians win set number 5, and they'll win the match. That's a double contact there. No call made by our first referee. And that's a kill by Tassone. I think the Indians have been holding out a little bit, Steve.
I agree.
The way they're playing tonight, the way they played at Bethel Park, they're really a playoff contender now. Free ball coming over. Right to Blonde. Pluskina. Valentic. And Valentic gets the kill. 14-10 is our score, folks.
That's it.
1 more point. They win this 5th and final set, and they'll win the match. Short conference, little bit of injury. Crookshank had some blood on her hand. That's wiped off immediately. She's back on the court, ready to go. Pluskina with the jump float. Right down the middle. Free ball coming over. Blonde has it. Here we go, folks. To Pluskina. To Willott. Sends it short. Picked up by Oakland Catholic. They got to get it over, folks. And they do. Tassone. Pluskina. Oh, there it is. Jakovic for the final point in this 5th set. The Indians, a huge upset over Oakland Catholic here at home. They win this 5th and final set, 15-10. They win the match. Steve, any comments here? What
a huge win. Oakland Catholic is ranked 3rd right now on Whippeals in their division, and they just beat them 15-10. An amazing game. It was exciting. You had it all. You had chills. You had thrills. Anything you could possibly want in a volleyball game, you had it here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It was just awesome to watch.
The Indians, again, to recap, Indians won the first set 25-22. They took a little lull in the 2nd and 3rd set, losing 25-15 and then 25-13, and then struggled to come back in the 4th set, 28-26, way into overtime there. And then this 5th and final set, winning it 15-10. An awesome win at home against a highly ranked Oakland Catholic team. The Indians, huge win this evening. Special thanks again to Lindsay and Morgan. Special thanks to Mr. Steve Campbell. This is Jeff Lindinger. And so from beautiful McMurray, Pennsylvania, the Peters Township High School gym for this evening is officially closed.